It's still November here in Szpakowo. Who'd have thunk there'd be this much farm work to do so late in the year? Well, I'll explain all that as we get caught up on what's going on, get to some lime spreading, some harvesting, and I'll fill you all in about our Christmas present hunting, which we'll be getting to next month. First thing today, though, our new lime spreader, and we'll need to find a header for the harvester. You can find a link to this series in the description or in the comments below, and of course, check out the channel page for other farming series you might like. So the first thing you may notice is we have a new lime spreader. If you recall last episode, which was earlier in November, I was using the other lime spreader on our field down here, and yeah, I wasn't happy with it, so sold that back to the store, and for a few $1,000s, really lost a few $1,000s, but I got what I hope to be a more realistic lime spreader. Hopefully, well, I don't really know what the work width of this is, and this is something you've got to remember with lime spreaders. It says the work width, yeah, but lime spreaders also spread fertilizer, and so usually that work width is for the fertilizer, as lime usually has a narrower work width, right? So anyway, I'm not really sure how this is going to work, but yeah, I'm hoping that it's a little more realistic than the previous one I had, because I like to keep everything, yeah, realistic and such like that. So we're just going out to the field over here. Now also this month, before the end of November, there's a cornfield I want to harvest, and I've been telling, yeah, I told you guys that. And I've waited through November looking for a corn header for our harvester to go on sale, and one hasn't. And now it's the last day of November, so we'll be picking up a corn header so that we can do that corn harvest. And as today is supposed to be the December episode, well, it will be. We'll be going in, so I want to get done what we can here in November and then roll into December. December, there's going to be very cool stuff to do as the Christmas present thing, and if you're not sure what I mean about the Christmas presents, I'll fill you in on that when we get there. And also, December is the month I want to sell all the grain that we've been saving. You know, all the grain from all the harvests, the extra triticale, the wheat, the oats, all that grain that we've been saving up, and I'll have to see exactly what's in the silo. But this is the month when, well, December will be the month when that can go on sale, or when the prices for that are best, of course. I mean, so this up here is those fields that we joined together, if you'll recall. And because they were planted at different stages at different times, they're all in a different stage of needing lime or not needing lime. So we're going to go through and spread lime on all of this. And I guess here's where we find out what kind of work width we'll get out of this lime spreader I've got here. Let's see how it spreads. It's workable. I can work with that. And it's using it at a realistic rate, which sucks because it's going to run out super fast and we'll have to fill it up, but that's how it works. The lime spreader I was using last episode, if you saw that, yeah, it wasn't, I didn't feel as realistic enough, even though, I mean, yeah, I was using it like hardly any lime. I did that entire field and only used maybe 2% of the lime that it had. And so this means that, well, we'll have to actually probably fill this up at some point. But that's good. I wanted one that's, more realistic. Now, of course, you may have seen the weather forecast up in the upper right-hand corner. It's showing rain. Yeah, I had a look at the weather forecast, and rain is looking like it's going to come around noon today. So that means we have to get the corn harvesting done before noon. And I'm going to want to take steps to make sure that we can get that done here. Once I get to a stopping point here, I'll adjust the time scale to make sure that we can get our harvest done by noon. So yeah, this has got a decent work width, and this field, though it's, I don't know, probably, what do you think? This field could be 2.5, 3 hectares. I don't know. This should go relatively fast. It's hard to tell exactly how big this field is because we've expanded it beyond the first one to this area over here, and yeah, but this is going pretty good. And the cornfield that we're going to harvest for our friend, it's about 2 hectares maybe, I think. Oh yeah, we're going to need a corn header. So I was mentioning that earlier and forgot about that. We're going to have to buy one at full price. But yeah, we'll have decent money coming in next month. I don't know how much, but picking up those collectibles that will spawn in December and selling the grain, I couldn't even guesstimate how much it's going to be, but it'll offset the price of a corn header. And, well, I plan on planting corn next year on our fields, so we'll want the corn header anyway, but yeah, I was hoping that one would go on sale. Now, while I'm down here, I guess I'll see if I can get this corner a little better. Yeah, this is going to be a much quicker job than I imagined it would be. In fact, I don't think we're going to have to fill this up. I don't think there's any other fields we have to line this year. Yeah, our fields are pretty well taken care of. I think this puts all of them at... we'll have to check on field 103 down south, which is... I say down south, but now our farm is down there. The wheat field harvested down by where our farm is now. Yeah, I'll have to check. I think it might need to be tilled. Yeah, some things kept me from getting the 2nd November episode up over the weekend like I wanted. So today, yeah, kind of November and part of December, and we'll, if there's more to do in December, we'll have that like in a couple days or something. But of course, you know, Monday and Friday are still the days when we have the new episodes, just like always. Sometimes I try to get one in between, and sometimes, you know, it doesn't work. That said, if you enjoy watching the videos that I make, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. Most of the views on these videos come from people who are not subscribed. I know it happens. Maybe you enjoy coming and watching the videos and you haven't clicked the subscribe button yet. I'd really appreciate it if you did. It helps out a lot for a channel, especially a small channel such as this, to get subscribers, especially if I could hit 1,000 subscribers. I'd be eternally grateful. Thanks a lot, guys, for subscribing and watching and leaving any input you have down below. All right, so yeah, this field's just about done here, and we can get on to the corn harvest. I always look forward to harvesting corn. Yeah, and here we are on the last day of November, the last chance to do it. But I've checked, and all our fields are good. However, yeah, let's have a look at that field 103, because now I'm curious, you know, mentioning it. Yeah, I don't even have to turn on the field status to see that, no, it still needs to be cultivated, because on crop types, it's still showing wheat, which means, it's not been, nothing's been done to field 103, so, yeah, we'll want to do something there. And then, of course, the field directly by the house is bare, covered in manure, and unfortunately, it's just going to stay that way, because if you've seen the previous couple of episodes, yeah, you know, it was intended to be a grass field, but I harvested the soybeans off of it just 1 month too late, 1 month after the cutoff for planting grass, so that long strip of field by our farm, that's just going to have to stay covered in manure all winter long, because there's literally nothing, not even grass, that we can plant on it. And with this little bit here, and I think there's a bit of the field down south, that'll be this field, all covered in lime and ready for, as far as I know, corn. I think I'll plant all the fields but one corn for next year. There's probably one we'll probably put wheat on just to have some straw. Oh, I kind of missed that over there. Well, it's good. You don't have to get every square inch with the lime. It still counts. All right, and there's the last bit here, and we can head actually right down the road. Oh, but we need that corn header. So I've had a look at the corn headers available to buy, and I think the best bet is actually this guy right here, because there's cheaper ones. But I want to get the most, the biggest size for the best value in here, 5 meters, 6 meters. We can get a 6 meter header, but for only a few $1,000s more, we can get this guy here. And assuming this will work with our harvester, I think this guy right here will be the best bet. So may as well go ahead and take the hit. That's half our money. That's more than half our money. So hopefully next month's profits, and we'll find out, but hopefully next month's profits will offset that. Yeah, we're going to have to make some decent profits selling corn, but yeah, I think we'll be good. So let's get down to the store where I already have the harvester parked because, well, I knew I needed a header, so I went ahead and took a trailer and the harvester down there, and we'll get that loaded up. I did, yeah, I purchased a header trailer ahead of that purchase, so hopefully that header will go on the trailer. Hopefully it'll stay on there, and, well, hopefully it all gets down to the field. Let's get down to the store and get this set up. So I didn't necessarily need to take the lime spreader down here, but we were already in the tractor with it attached. The thing is, I might want the tractor because, the harvester should pull the header and trailer fine, but, if it doesn't, we might want the tractor. And we also might want the tractor to, move that header so that we can get the harvester behind it. Let's see. Let's check this all out. So there's the trailer I bought previously. That trailer ran us about $7 grand. I knew I would need that, so I went ahead and bought that. I'm hoping it's going to work with the header I bought. Just park this somewhere here out of the way. All right, so this is going to be really nice. Do I think we can get the harvester back here behind it? Yeah, but I think it'd be a pain. Let's see if we can gingerly move it with the tractor. Carefully lift up our... I mean, we spent $55,000 on it. I'd like to not scratch it. Oh, it's quite heavy. How about that? Well, then let's not risk damaging it. That should be enough. That should be good. Let's get the tractor out of the way here. Yeah, I think we can get the harvester behind that. And this trailer is one of the tricky ones I don't like, this header trailer here, because... Well, that tractor's loud. Because we won't be able to back this up. Oh, yeah, especially since... Oh, yeah, since all four wheels turn. Yeah, there's no backing this trailer up, so... That's always a shame. That's why I like drapers or folding headers or something, especially when we have tight spaces like we do here in Szpakowo to maneuver, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get this guy up. And, oh yeah, and always do what I'm about to do, and always test out your header in the parking lot. That's what I do. A couple reasons. One is to make sure that the header will work with your machine, and one is to make sure your machine can handle it, and I'll show you that here in a second. Now, I know our machine can handle the power can handle this header, but it's not always the case. I'll show you what I mean here. Well, this unfolds. Like, say for instance, you have a 300 horsepower machine, and you just got a 12-meter header. Will it handle that? Maybe, maybe not. And that's kind of like an iffy thing. So what you can do is, let's go ahead and unfold our machine. What you can do is try it out in the parking lot, lower the header, turn it on, and drive forward. And if your machine drives forward, then it can handle it. It's got enough power to handle the header. You see? It also tests out if, this, which is an in-game harvester, will work with this mod header, So I just kind of turn it on, run it. If it goes forward and works, it works. We're good. Yeah, it's always something that you want to test out. And generally speaking, so this is a 9-meter header. Anything over 300 horsepower can definitely handle this header. And as long as, from my experience, if your harvester has, I would say, at least 450 horsepower, you can handle absolutely anything. Because I've run 14-meter headers on a 450 horsepower machine. You don't need like a fully maxed out X9, All right, let's see. Now, this may not want to snap on there nice and neat. You never know, so let's try to get it as centered as we can. Please, I like when they snap on, but they don't really seem to... Uh-oh. Yeah, this could be slightly problematic. I don't know what that was about. I really hope Giants puts a way in the game for us to strap these headers down. I mean, it's the most logical thing in the world, and especially as we can put ratchet straps on our truck beds and whatnot like that. Why on earth can't we snap these down? Yeah, I don't know. It's quite an annoyance. Usually you don't have a problem with them falling off, though, so should be a big deal. Yeah, we're going to want to... Hey, it's a good thing I brought the tractor, right? Yeah. Good thing I brought the tractor, because I thought that might come into play. You never know. So I'm going to... Where'd I park? Oh, yeah, I parked it over here. I knew that. We're going to get this pulled down to the field, and hopefully all goes well. If we lose this off the trailer, well, let's just worry about that if it comes up. It probably won't. I've had some pretty sketchy looking situations, and they always work out fine. Of course, the good thing about all four wheels turning independently is it turns tight. Actually, it may have just kind of shimmied its way into place. Again, it's so unpredictable. Sometimes they snap, sometimes they slide off. You never know, but this one looks like it's going to be just fine. Make sure no one is coming, and let everyone know we're bringing a wide load down the road. And it couldn't help to get us some more room to turn. Put our loader up there in case we need to, so we can make wider turns like this right here, All right, look out, traffic of Szpakowo. We are going to take... You know what? Let's just take the road. It'll be more adventurous. Actually, oh, I already passed the turn. Well, we're committed now. Well, you see, it just occurred to me. There are some places here where if you're too close to the sidewalk, you will collide and it will, it's not pretty. So we're going to try to keep away from the sidewalk. I've fallen into that trap a few times. So if you play on Szpakowo and you have a sketchy trailer like this, watch getting too close to the sidewalk. You'll be caught on an invisible wall, and it can, yeah, it would totally wreck this up. Yeah, I just thought of that after it was too late. Wow, I got deer running in front of us everywhere here. Let's turn our headlights on. Maybe that'd help. Look out, cars. Look out, cars. Okay, we're past all the places where I've previously hit, like, invisible wall things, and usually I don't talk about, like, out-of-game stuff too much, but I do like to tell you guys about any mod conflicts you might encounter, or any map weirdities, oddities, I should say, and that would be one of them on Szpakowo. Yeah, if you drive too close to the curb in certain parts of town, you can smack into an invisible wall, and that's no fun for anybody. Alright, so the field we're going to is dead straight ahead up here. Again, it's a cornfield. It belongs to my friend Nick, who runs the cattle farm up there. It's kind of right across the road from his cattle farm. And I've already got our truck posted out there waiting to receive corn. Of course, the question is, once we get up here, where do I park this and unload the header? And that is a good question, because I've got the truck parked over there on a road. There's no room to unload this header. So what we're going to have to do, I think, is unload it over at his house. Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. There's no room literally anywhere to connect this header. So we're going to come back into his farm carefully, and we're going to unload it back here. Ooh, it's a spiffy looking header. It is. And yeah, the field is decently medium sized for this map. It's a decent sized field, so we'll have having a 9-meter wide header. Yeah, I wanted to get this. I could have spent, half the money and gotten a header half as wide, but it's a decent sized field. Now, where do I think we'll have room to... Oh, I think right here will be fine. We'll just have to temporarily block his farm. Is he home? Yeah, but I'll let him know that I got this parked here. What a sight, huh? This big harvester rolling through the tiny village of Szpakowo. Fall colors. My beacon light literally blinding everyone in their house on a, on a November morning. And we get out here with, well, we got 2.5 hours before it is supposed to start raining, so we'll be fine on that. Yeah, I think that that header will make good work of this. And luckily we've got a spot down here to hook it up and travel down there. Had to get a little creative there. But yeah, luckily there's no signs or light poles or anything along his driveway, so we can take the full width of it down here, assuming that tree's far enough away from the road that it won't get in the way. Yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, it's quite a beautiful morning, though, I gotta say. Gotten some good... there's been some definite screenshot-worthy moments here in the sun coming up in November. Alright, now let's carefully get this out to the field. And we'll see what kind of a dent we can put in the field with this. It'll be fine. Alright, let's get ready to jump out into the field here. Make sure there's no traffic coming, of course, and try to block the road as little as possible. Let's turn on our lights so they can clearly see us. This is it's still unfolding. And there we go. No one coming, no one coming. Alright, ooh, that sound of corn being harvested. Oh, yes. And of course, so the map of Szpakowo has lots of cool custom things. Like, for instance, I'll just park this here. It has custom crop textures is one thing. Custom crop textures and, yeah, the breakable stalks. You can see where the corn stalks have broken over as we drive over them. Yeah, it's a very cool and immersive map. Let's continue on with our corn harvesting. So let's see here. Oh yeah, we'll have this done in no time. Ooh, pretty big field though. I mean, once you get in it and then you see how much you've actually done and how much you got left, yeah. Oh wow, and this thing fills up fast. Yeah, corn is pretty high yield. Once we get to the end of this row, we're going to want to turn around and yeah, go back towards the truck, because look at that. Wow, almost half of a hopper just right here. We might have to make a few runs to our silo. Yeah, we're going to want to go back this way. Want to make sure, obviously, yeah, we have a clear path to the truck. Oh, look, more deer skipping through the fields. Yeah, this is going to be a big harvest. I predict, yeah, well, let's see. I mean, we can hold a decent amount of corn in the truck. I was thinking, yeah, we're going to have to make several trips to the silo. Well, it depends. The truck can hold a good amount there. Between the truck and that trailer. But wow, just to clear by the road and by the truck, and we are looking at a full hopper. Let's go ahead and cut it here. Oh, where'd I go? there I am. All right, let's see. Do we have room to... Yeah, well, we'll make room. We're going to have to make room. Well, see, this harvester has such a long discharge pipe. It's meant to work with a long header. I mean, that's one clue right there. That, yeah, regarding the width of the header, you know, as in, will it work with my harvester? One good clue to that can be the length of your pipe. But the question here, though, however, is, do we have room to... yeah, we might have to get a bit creative, though. There we go. So this hopper... Oh, I didn't see how much it holds. 12,000, maybe? So, yeah, that truck will hold, I don't know, maybe 3 and change hoppers from this. Yeah, we'll make a few trips down to the silo. So I think next on the order is going to be, yeah, clear another row by the truck and maybe another by the road, so that we can turn around better without disturbing the citizens of Szpakowo. So I'll run this row here, and we'll turn around and come back down south on that road there. Of course, it looks like we're going to want to run east to west, I'm guessing is the... well, we'll get it done however we get it done. Now, is this grass up here? Is this just grass? This is just grass. We can turn around up here. That's good to know. And did I measure this right? Yeah, I think so. We can get this on the way south. Ooh, just barely. It feels like a real win when you do every other row, and then it turns out that when you go back to pick up what you missed, you measure it that precisely. Yeah, it feels like a win. Yeah, it's a big W. That feels good. If you've ever seen me do any of the mowing contracts, so I miss the mark sometimes, but it feels good to do an entire field every other row and have them hit right on. And once you've done enough with whatever machinery you're working with, you can kind of guesstimate, you know, pretty accurately sometimes. So this should... oh, why am I discharging this? It's not... Well, it may as well. We're right here by the truck. I totally... yeah, actually, we may as well, because I'm not going to make it down an east-west run. Yeah, that's very true. I wouldn't make it an east-west run anyway. No, that's going to fill up fast. Well, let's go ahead and get the next row by the road. Man, what a beautiful day it is to be harvesting. I mean, wow, it really is. I'm glad I waited till harvest until right now. This is so gorgeous. Harvesting corn in the fall. Heck yes. No matter what camera angle I pick, is gorgeous here. And yeah, it's a good thing that I emptied the hopper out. If I had the resources and the time and had planned ahead and had known, I probably would have parked something, you know, on each end of the field to hold the corn. Yeah, let's get a run. Yeah, let's get a headland for us to turn around going north here, so we don't Step into that field, and I totally wasn't paying attention, and that is as far as we're going. Yeah, I just noticed how full our hopper is already. Jeez. And the only way back to the truck. Yep. Back down this. Yeah, this is a truly gorgeous map. I'm going to miss this place when we move on, but moving on is inevitable. But luckily not yet. It is gorgeous here. I think we're only going to get one more of these emptied in our truck, and then we'll have to visit our silo. And I think it'll be pretty close too. I think the rest of this hopper and then the next one will actually be a pretty full load on the truck. So as long as we're doing this, if you didn't catch the last couple of episodes when I mentioned the Christmas presents, I'll tell you what that's all about. So there's a lot of collectibles here on Szpakowo. Well, there's the normal amount of collectibles. There's 100, but there's lots of different kinds of collectibles. And as you can see here, I have collected 76 of them. In the 115 hours I've been on Szpakowo, I've been very diligent in my searching. And among the 76 that I have found, there are many different sets. I thought about doing a video on the collectibles of Szpakowo, and I may do that. Well, one of the sets only appears at Christmas time in December, I think. And the reason I think that is because they're invisible. And the reason they're invisible, the reason I know that they're there if they're invisible, is because, again, I've been very diligent in my collectible searching, and I have come across 2 that were invisible. And when you pick them up, it says ho, ho, ho. And so I assumed they're Christmas presents. It only makes sense. You know, if they're invisible, it would make sense that, they become visible in Christmas. This map has other seasonal decorations that come up in Christmas time, such as Christmas lights and I think snowmen and stuff like that. So, you know, things I observed last year. So, yeah, I think next month, I should say, I think what we're going to see is that. So, the 2 I found, when I picked them up, it said ho, 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 whatever, and then it said, you know, there's 10 more left, 9 more, you know, it said there's, the first one, oh, I just got myself, oh, darn it, that's what happens. Well, okay, so, well, that happened. All right, so, now I can finish what I was saying without being distracted. So here's the thing. I picked the first one up, and it said 9 left, right? The second one, 8 left, right? So there's a set of 10, of which I already have 2. And so after picking up the first 2, I said, okay, I'm going to hold off on these until December and do it in an episode in December so you guys can see the Christmas presents, right? It'd be more fun for me, too, because I was picking up invisible stuff. Where's the fun in that? So after picking up those first 2, which I just stumbled upon, I set out and found 7 more of them. I got a little crazy trying to find collectibles, and trust me, I wish I knew where the other 10 or 11 or so were on the map, but I don't yet. Point is, there are 7 more that I know the location of that I've written down, and we can go directly there. So, next month we get to go around, which should be this episode. I'm hoping, and if not, well, I'll have it up soon. I'd never really know how these episodes are going to go, how long they're going to be, but if it's not this episode, it'll be next episode. Regardless, it's next month, right? We'll go around and we'll pick up the other 7 that I've tagged. However, and this is actually kind of even better. I couldn't have planned it better if I tried. That leaves one remaining, which you guys will get to help me find because I don't know where the heck it's at. I imagine it should be an easy matter, right? I mean, I found 9 of the 10 while they're friggin' invisible. All right, so I spent a lot of time finding collectibles, and I've been very thorough in my search, but still, how did I find 9 out of 10 collectibles when they're invisible? Well, because there's one thing I noticed that made it a little bit easier. The first one I found it on a doorstep. And then the second one I found was right down the street on a doorstep. Yeah, I'm not like freaking Harry Houdini. I'm not a magician or anything like that. I was using simple logic. I said, well, if there's a Christmas present on a doorstep, then wouldn't it track that, right? And that's how I found them, is all the 9 I found are either on doorsteps, at the entrances to buildings, or in gazebos, things like that. So that said, now you can see, yeah, it's not impossible that I found 9 invisible things, collectibles, because if they're Christmas presents, they're left on people's doorsteps. Bam, that's the logic I use. So once they're actually visible, and they are what I think they are, Christmas presents, it should be pretty easy to find the last remaining one, and you guys will get to do that with me next month. I thought that was something I could fill you guys in on, and we could talk about while I'm harvesting. I've been looking forward to that. They are 10,000 a piece, or was it 15,000? I forget. It's been a couple months since I found those first 2. They're like 10 or 15,000 a piece, so that's some decent money picking up the remaining 7 that I found. And then, of course, there's the set bonus. I don't know what it'll be. There's several sets of collectibles here in Szpakowo, and some are valuable, some are not. There's sets like there's soda cans, and they're like $10 a piece. Losing lottery tickets, they're like $10 or $15 a piece, I think. And I actually don't know how many of those are because they're not numbered. I don't know. There's trash bags out in the forest. They're like $1,000 a piece. There's toy tractors. There's wooden birds. I don't know. There's all kinds of interesting and unique collectible sets here in Szpakowo. It's one of the most unique sets of collectibles I've ever seen on a Farming Simulator map, to be honest. I've seen maps do collectibles pretty creatively, and this is one of the more creative ones that I've seen, while not being completely overpowered. Some give $10,000 or $20,000, some give $1,000 or even $10 a piece. And you could be looking for anything. When I started finding them, they're hard to find on this map because sometimes you legit don't know if you're looking for a discarded lottery ticket, an empty can of soda, a trash bag, or even a molehill. Collectibles on this map could look like anything, so until you pinpoint exactly what all the sets are, yeah, it can be kind of hard to know what it is you're looking for. And that is going to fill up our truck here. Now that I've talked your ear off for about 10 minutes about collectibles, well, it was pretty fun. I mean, it's been a fun adventure finding all of those. That's still got a mostly full hopper, and this is ready to run down to our silo. And yeah, I was hoping that this episode would be the end of November and into December where we could do that, the Christmas present hunt. But it looks like that might be next episode. So that means next episode, I'll have to say, yeah, regarding the Christmas presents we're picking up, you guys are going to have to watch last episode where I explain all about them because I don't want to do it again. Oh. So here we've got 40,000 liters of corn, and yeah, I got to be honest with you guys, that was a much smaller chunk of that field than I thought it would be. However, well, at first, yeah, but now that looking back at it, it looks like we've harvested about half the field. Actually, I just checked on the map, and I think we've harvested, I think that's about a third of the field that we've harvested. A third, maybe a little more. So we can take the road past my friend Nick's cattle farm here, and we could take this. If you've seen previous episodes in this series, then you know we can take this road down here through some craftiness. Yes, farming on Szpakowo, especially with larger machines, it's very helpful to know where all the shortcuts and back roads are so you can avoid traffic. And one reason I've strategically, the main reason I've placed our farm and things down here, locations like here, and also where our farm is over yonder, over there, having everything anchored on the back roads definitely helps you get around a lot easier. And we're going to be parking the truck out here somewhere. Let's get it in a central-ish location, I guess. Yeah, this here will work. Get it in a kind of a central location. It'll make it faster, so if we have to empty the hopper mid-field, we can do that. I knew corn was higher yield than some crops, but I didn't imagine it filling up our hopper this fast. Of course, this machine, I mean, this harvester, it's a great harvester, but it doesn't have the largest hopper in the world. But it came at a great deal. If you were here in the episode where we bought this harvester, we got it used. Of course, as you can see, it's got 30-some hours on it. We got it used right after buying a different Claas harvester, but I couldn't pass up the deal. It may not have the biggest hopper, but it came at the right price with the right amount of horsepower to use, you know, big headers. Oh, and that's right, it's already almost full. Then it's a good thing we just had to harvest this little bit And look at here, we're right back at the truck already. I didn't plan that. I forgot that the hopper was already almost kind of full. Yeah, so as I said earlier, I thought that, I thought we could finish November relatively quick and go into December, but clearly sometimes. So we're going to get there in the next episode tomorrow. I'll have that up tomorrow because it was supposed to be here, but hey, sometimes, it took longer. So tomorrow we'll be going Christmas present hunting, grain selling, all that fun stuff. And there's always more work to do. There's plenty of work to keep us busy over the winter. And the extended forecast does say it's going to snow pretty much. Well, it says right now it's looking like snow every day in December. I know last winter it snowed, not a lot, but it snowed a little bit every day. We'll see how that goes. But there's more than enough field work to keep us busy all through the winter. We'll see. This November has clearly been very busy. So we'll have December tomorrow. And then, of course, resume with January on Friday and continue going like that. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And again, if you're watching this and you enjoy the series, give it a like and give me a subscribe. Help grow the channel. Really, again, I've been working really hard to try to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I think the content here is good enough. If you agree, if you think if this looks like a channel with 1,000 subscribers, by all means, subscribe if you're not. And if you are, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear from you guys. And any suggestions are always welcome as well. Yeah, so thanks so much, guys. There's a lot of work to do here to finish up November. There's probably a few more things I might want to pick up, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with December. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you then.